heavy,
bored.
It depends, right? Like it does depend on the person, and it depends on kind of their health, I think, too, towards the end of their life. You know, like famously Shakespeare didn't write anything the last 4 years of his life, whatever. Bloom has a great theory. He was probably ill, right? He had syphilis, right? He was, you
Yeah.
know, all these people were dying of STDs that we can easily prevent now, but like, it's interesting. I actually have an episode coming out this weekend that I've been editing that's about Charles Simic, and it's one of his most recent books that I thought was awful. But you know, he's released great books too. Like his
Yeah.
1989, you know, Pulitzer winner, The World Doesn't End, is fucking great. But then this one he released in 2017, he's kind of dying out a little bit, like kind of fading away. So I don't know. I mean, I think there is something to writers getting better as they age, of course. Like I'm thinking Yates is probably the most famous example, right? And he did go a little bit crazy too towards the end, you know. Literally he went a little insane with the kind of seance shit that was happening, you know, through all the world at that time, where he would like literally call, they would hold these seances, and he and his wife, and they would like bang on the table, and he would just write, you know, free verse, stream of consciousness, unedited, and say it was the word of God, and just like put it out there. So he was losing his mind a little bit, but then he wrote some great shit, like, you know, Sailing to Byzantium or something like, and then you have somebody like Simic who falls off, or even Ginsberg. I think Ginsberg's best work was his first book, right? Like How was his best work. And then he did kind of live off that reputation, which is, I mean, well earned, right? You only need one.
Yeah.
But then I think of somebody like, this is not poetry, but Howard Ashman, the you know, the songwriter. Folks that don't know, he was Disney's songwriter in the kind of Disney revival in the 90s. So he literally, you know, got diagnosed with AIDS. And then the last 2 years of his life, he wrote like 3 masterpieces in a row. He did Little Mermaid, Beauty and the Beast, and Aladdin. And he wrote all those songs like the last 2 years of his life, then died, you know, a horrific death from AIDS or whatever. And I'm just like, there's an example of a guy who just got better until literally the day he died.
Yeah.
Apparently, like Prince Ali and like Aladdin, he was like on the phone in the hospital bed, like barely able to speak, you know, about to die, like talking about changes to it and what they should do. And look at it now.
Yeah.
You know, those are some masterpieces
Isn't
in terms
that
of musicals, but
Inner.
resources, American resources.
Being bored,
Some activities are intentional, right?
it shows such a lack
Heavy.
of gratitude for life. Bored. I aspire to boredom, I
Heavy.
should say.
Bored, heavy,
I am heavy.
Bored.
Has you the night sweats and the day sweats, pal? Pal, I do.